Manic, pertaining to or affected by excessive excitement or enthusiasm, craze.
This is Manic Mindset. It's time for another Manic episode with Haley and Lynn. Join us each week as we dive down the rabbit hole of navigating life while being hyper-focused on success. Our Manic moments are where some of our best ideas come from. We not only embrace the chaos, we thrive in it. All right, guys, welcome back. I feel like we've had so many banked up that it's been a while since we actually sat down and recorded. So this is fun. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I kind of got ambushed on we need to record. We need to get this done. I have something I want to talk about, and that was lucky girl syndrome. I don't really understand what it is yet. You're going to kind of go through it, and we're going to talk about it. It is viral right now.
Yes.
So, actually, just a few of the things I was looking at and listening to, I'm it's manifesting?
Yeah. It's like hot girl summer manifestation.
It is. Okay, hot girl summer is a big thing too.
Right?
Yes.
So, lucky girl syndrome is basically, it sounds so silly, but it's exactly what it's named. You convince yourself that you're the luckiest girl in the world, and all of those things will come to you. So it's a fun take on the daily manifestations and all those things. And I like some of the things that they dug into because they got into the motherhood aspect of it, the friendship aspect of it, the self-help aspect of it. And one of the people that had the TikTok on it was talking about basically if you are constantly making the self-deprecating jokes, if you're oh, because I'm the fat one, I'm the ugly one, I'm this and that, you're going to start behaving, dressing, feeling, acting that way.
Well, I'm bad. I've been bad for that for the last couple months. I'm the worst about it. I'm the hardest on myself.
Mm-hmm. You're the only one hard on you.
Well, my best friend's hot, so I'm trying to keep up, but it's just not working for me. And I'm not very much I'm not that girly.
You don't like embracing it.
I don't love embracing it. So it is hard for me, but I do believe in the thoughts that you have will create, what you're getting.
Yeah.
I believe if I say I'm going to, sell this many homes this week, or I'm going to write this many contracts, if I keep saying that, I believe it, and then I put action towards it. So essentially, it is the same thing, but it's geared more towards women.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there a certain age where, you're confident in what you bring to the table, and then
30s,
then that goes away, and then it comes back, and then it goes away again? I can't remember being super confident, my preteens, just weird things, weird stages, right?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
The eyeliner, the bangs.
Did you ever make those braces with the gum wrapper?
Yeah.
We were dying to have braces, and then we had them. We're why?
Yeah, I know. And I'm just the haircuts and the things that I wore and that I thought
these 14-year-olds that walk around and are out here putting on YouTube tutorials, which by the way, I'm watching because I'm learning from you lovely beauties. But wear your blue eyeshadow, do your time, the shit.
Do your time.
We had an ugly duckling stage. That's how I was just skipping right to Queen.
But it's funny because one of my friends, I'm going to have to find it. I can't remember exactly how it goes, but she was I'm so glad I was the ugly duckling in school because looking back, all you who thought you were the shit are no longer the shit anymore. And she's super pretty now. And I was I feel this in my soul. Okay. Because I was not that cute growing up. And I didn't have access to the things that I probably needed to have access to. But she's a smoking bombshell now. And super independent. That's definitely karma. That is karma. And when I seen that, it's always made me think, I always tell my kids, you got to be nice. You got to be kind. You don't want bad karma in your life, right? I paid my dues as the ugly poor kid, right? And so I got that good juju on the end of it. I'm not saying I'm a smoking bombshell or anything like that because I don't feel that.
Yes, you are. Stop
but
it.
You're going to say, yes, you are. But I definitely look back at all those kids who made fun of me and that were super evil to me. I'm bald, fat, and living in your parents' basement.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tracks.
Like, you were an evil little shit.
Yeah.
Very entitled, and thought you were like untouchable. And now.
And you peaked in ninth grade.
You peaked
Good
in
job.
ninth grade. Mm-hmm.
Good job. Slow clap. But no, that's part of the thing. And I think that's some of the funny take that I'm seeing on TikTok. And people, you always interpret things your own way. It's just like when we talked about the let them. People will take that as what they am. And my favorite answer for the let them, what does that mean? Depending who asks. I'm like, it's a really nice way of saying fuck them. Like, it's how it is. Like,
Right.
in an eggshell. But a lot of these takes on TikTok are these women focus on them, like we've talked about with you. You don't necessarily always have the confidence, which doesn't match what's happening on the outside, boo. It just doesn't. So it's like, if you tell yourself, I'm the chubby one, I don't like the way I look in these pants, you're walking through a restaurant or somewhere and you're exuding that energy. So other people are going to be like, she's not confident. Like, she's like all hunched over and stuff. Whereas like if you walk in and like maybe you feel that way, but you're telling yourself, these pants are like miracle pants. My ass looks amazing. Like, these heels are killing it. You have all these things. You're exuding that energy.
100%. And you're changing your mindset. You're changing the way that you think about yourself. And I do truly believe, like, I need to make a commitment to doing better about the way that I speak about myself, because it's weird. I'm not confident in the way that I look, but I'm very confident in business, right?
Yeah.
So like I feel that it's opposite for me. Like, you're really confident in, your beauty and your fashion and things that you bring to the table, like physically, right? And I'm very confident in what I can bring in, like, business side, and so, which makes you and I great partners, anyways, but I think I need to make a better conscious effort of not tearing myself down.
Well, one of the biggest things with us having daughters too is, like, again, back to like you're walking through a restaurant, right? The way that you feel about yourself is how the people around you are going to feel. Sometimes those people are rolling their eyes. They can go to
Can
hell.
I just
care.
get
I don't care.
pinch of confidence my daughter has? I
feel like
just like a pinch.
You exude that, right? Like, if I'm walking through somewhere and I feel, how I say, like, I feel like Rihanna, like I feel like my Rihanna day, those little girls are looking up to me like, look what she's wearing. Look how confident she is. Where if I'm walking through and I'm like visibly uncomfortable and I'm fixing my shirt and I'm pulling it down and I'm like pulling my pants up and doing all the things, I'm uncomfortable in my own skin, my own outfit. Everybody around you sees it.
100%. I mean, again, like I said, I wish I had some of Holland's confidence. That little girl, which she's not little anymore, she's a teenager. She'll walk by me in these short shorts. And
the butt cheeks.
The butt cheeks are hanging out. And, I'm not going to speak about her other attributes, but regardless, she'll walk right by me and I'm like, oh, excuse me? What are you wearing right now? And she's like, what? It looks good, right? I'm like, it does not, man.
The firm
Go
butt
change.
cheeks are wasted on the youths that should not have their butt cheeks out. Because let me have butt cheeks like that at 36, ma'am. They're out.
Well, it's
They'd
so
be
funny,
everywhere.
not to get too far off the subject, but I can remember us going to a nightclub a few years ago and it's totally shook. We felt so old, right?
Oh, God. I know
We're
what you're
in
talking about.
heels, looking bomb, and these nice dresses done up, and in walks all the 21-year-old girls.
Oh, absolutely.
In t-shirt dresses and sneakers. And I'm like, what has happened
It seems unfair. Do your
society,
time.
right, yeah.
We were out here in like 6-inch stripper heels because that was the thing. And they were jelly stripper heels. Your feet would bleed when you went home.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that if you want to start manifesting everything on your vision board, first you need to change your concept of self, because it's not part of the equation, it's the whole damn point. And if you don't believe, like, I'm gonna get, if it's something silly, I'm gonna buy a Range Rover in 2 years. If I look at it and I'm telling myself I'm actively gonna be making choices to earn that Range Rover. If I tell myself I'm going on vacation, if I want to lose 20 pounds, whatever it may be, if you're telling yourself you're doing it, you're going to start subconsciously doing the things to accomplish it.
And I totally believe in that. I think that you're hitting the nail on the head with that. Like, you talked about the vision board. Having a vision board is not enough to the manifestation, to the what we're talking about. Having the vision board isn't enough. It's the things that you do collectively with that execute the actual vision board.
You can't
right?
just talk the talk. You have to walk the walk. It's got to be a thing.
You can't just pray about it. You can't just like goal about it. I'm like, these are my goals, right? You have to put in action into the things that you are speaking out into the universe. So I love that you brought up the vision board. One of the things, well, not one of the things, multiple things that I put on my vision board this year, I was like, I feel like I'm going to do these things. I know I'm going to do these things. I feel it in my gut, like it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, if anybody knows me, they know I have like straight up tunnel vision. Like when I put my head down, we're hustling, we're grinding, and let's go. No one
Yeah.
can, I'm unstoppable when it comes to those
I just
things.
need you to apply that so that you feel like the bombshell everybody else sees.
Oh, I'm putting a nice set of tits on this vision board for next year, okay?
It better be my tits right next to it because we're doing it together.
Okay, I got you. But
Every time Eric gambles and wins, I'm like, that's enough for titties.
well, I was like, I put the Lincoln on my the Lincoln Aviator on my vision board.
Yeah.
I had the podcast on my vision board. I had investment property on my vision board.
Yeah.
I have a lot of things.
Check.
And I'm just checking them off. And so when I was sitting in my office the other day, my mom came in and she was like, what is this board that you have here?
Did she ask who the old lady was?
She absolutely asked who the old lady was. And I was like, you should Google her because she's a boss ass bitch. Okay. And she's been in real estate for like 60 years. Her name is
It
Joyce.
shows. She's 500 years old.
She is, but she sells multi-million-dollar homes. You better hope she never hears you say that about her on this.
Oh,
Okay.
I just cannot love you, baby girl. I love you.
But I loved it because I was like so excited to share it with my mom. I'm like, I did that. I did that. I did that.
I mean,
did
it's
that.
such a good
and we're
feeling.
only in August right now. We got
Such
till
a good
December,
feeling.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, I feel so like Katya going back to the looks, but I feel like that's one of the big things that they keep harping on when you hear this women talking about it. It's a step farther than manifestation. Like, yes, we always talk about manifesting your goals, your things, your family, all that stuff. I feel like Lucky Girl Syndrome is more harnessed on your reality. And I feel like your reality is a reflection of everything you believe to be true about yourself. So again, if you believe you're frumpy, you're going to dress frumpy. You're going to just go to the store and like, I'm always joking like, oh, my Adam Sandler look at home.
Right.
Well, there are times I leave this house as Adam Sandler. And my mom, like, I'll call her and I'll be like, our FaceTimer, and she's like, what are you wearing? I'm like, I'm just going to Publix. And she's like, what if you got struck by a car and that's your forever outfit? And I was like, oh my God, like, don't do that to me. So now I'm like, let me just put a tiny bit of effort into like, but if you tell yourself like,
Yeah.
I'm going to Publix, whatever. And the other day I left the lifestyle video, my red lips and all the stuff, walking into Publix. Somebody sees me and they were like, Lynn, are you just going to Publix all dressed up? And I was like, no, I'm coming from something, but maybe. Like,
I might be in the deli aisle in this.
Yeah, right?
Okay. Picking
Right.
out sausage.
right, that's how we do.
Oh, that's hilarious. Well, and the manifesting is great, but what I love about the lucky girl thing is, in my mind, if I'm portraying this the right way, I'm so lucky that I am so busy that, yes, I have a lot of anxiety and I'm stressed about it and all those things. And I do think internal thoughts of like, you're complaining because you're so busy, but you have prayed for this.
Yeah.
You have wished for this. You have manifest for this. You are so lucky. I am so lucky that I have the business that I have, that I have the friends that I have. Again, even to friends. Like sometimes I feel like I'm lacking in the friend department where I don't check in enough. I'm not picking, seeing if my friends are okay. And so I have this doubt in my mind that I'm not being a good friend, but I'm so lucky to have so many friends that I have to wonder if I'm being a great friend to them, right?
Yeah.
So I just think that it's really changing the thought process. When you're getting ready to complain, it should be, but I'm lucky that I'm able to do this. So yes, I'm complaining because I feel like I'm overwhelmed, but I'm lucky I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah. And I feel like a really big part of it is like you say it, you speak it, you become it. It's like that movie, if you build it, they'll come, right? Like if money's flowing, I am thriving, my marriage is fantastic, I'm a great mom, you're going to start doing those things. So I wake up every day and I tell myself I'm a great mom. I'm suddenly the mom that I'm going to sit down and play with you. I'm going to make the extra 30 minutes to make breakfast with you, all these things. So it's just putting yourself in a headspace. But I think this is such a great thing to go viral because TikTok and Instagram are such a younger generation. This is so good for them to see. And I know people roll their eyes at like Gen Z, like the confidence and like, I always get the like, oh, they want to work from home. I think they're the first generation to truly have they're living, right? They're not living to work. They're working so they can live. And if that means they take 30 days off and see the world, great. If that means their kids go everywhere with them, great. If that means that they look in the mirror every morning and tell themselves they need to look like freaking Beyonce to go to Publix, great. Like,
If y'all could see my face right now, 30 days of traveling without working, girl.
we used to do that in the military. Eric would save
You
his
ain't
leave
around
and we'd
me.
take a whole month.
You ain't around me if you try to take off 30 days, okay? Because I would legit lose my mind.
But that's what I mean.
But
They
I
have
would
these
work
jobs.
on 30 days being away,
Yeah.
and that's what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
100%.
have these jobs where there's plenty of them that want to do entrepreneur things that are, they're going to take over the world and it's fantastic. But I think there's also some of them that they're like, I'm not really passionate enough about anything in life to do whatever. I'm going to do this kind of 9 to 5 so that my free time and my real life are making impactful choices and things. And maybe if I work 9 to 5 for 6 months straight, I can take 30 days off and go feed kids or build water for these villages wherever it may be.
100%. Totally agree with that. And I think that that generation also respects their they have a lot of boundaries, right? They respect their boundaries.
Good for them.
They really do. They do. But in a way that, like, we come from a really weird, I think, generation because we have a little bit of both mixed in there, right?
We were the first ones to push the limits on the feminine roles, I think.
We are. And I also think, like, so my grandparents, and like that day and age, and then there's like obviously my parents, and then there's us, and what that looks like combining them. Really hard for me when I speak about it, especially in an entrepreneur way. The generation that is today has the opportunities that we only wish we had then. Mm-hmm. And especially if they're going to be an entrepreneur, they have no idea the world that has been handed to them and how it's not even been tapped into. But I truly believe that you can't tap into that unless you're born with
a drive,
right? I don't think you can teach people to have drive. Now, you can teach their way of thinking, that lucky girl syndrome, right? You can teach people to tweak it a little bit, but I
want this, I'm going to go get it.
I think you have to be born with drive, though. You have to be born with the entrepreneurship. You have to, I don't know how to shut it off.
Young. Yeah. I think, like,
I worry. I have
my
one at
youngest
home
is
that
like
is like
6,
not gonna,
right?
not having it. She had 9 to 5.
We're just gonna start subconsciously filling her For You page with Lucky Girl Syndrome.
Yes, that's a good idea. She's got to have a phone and social media for that, though.
Oh, that part. No, but like my youngest is 6. Okay, he's a boy, but same thing, right? Like if I raise him at that age, maybe, and I don't know yet because he's so young, right? That those colors will show themselves. I don't know if he's someone that's born with that, drive or not. But I think at that young age, you can instill in them. Have you ever seen the little girl and her mom on TikTok and they do the affirmations every morning? I am beautiful. I am strong. I am this. I will conquer that, blah, blah, blah. Like if you're instilling that in your kid at such a young age, I don't think that unless they hate it, right? Then you don't force them to do it. But if it's something that they enjoy, I think you've then created that in them. You've taught them that lucky girl, lucky boy syndrome from day one. And it's like a must for them. They can't wake up and not do it.
Right. And it goes back to the thoughts and things that you feed in your children. It's no different than somebody watching the news every day, Fox, right? Let's say they're watching Fox. They start to believe in their mind. They channel that energy, right? That's why I don't watch the news at all. I do not ever watch the news. I don't even care about the freaking weather, okay? Like, why?
Yeah.
I don't need to see the weather. What I wake up with is what I get. I cannot change it.
Unless it's a hurricane, then I've got my popcorn and I'm watching.
Oh my gosh.
The TV. When they do like the diagram and they show the water? That's my jam. I love that. But I
do believe like the things that you feed your mind every day can change the way, like, have you, especially like my parents' generation, like they walk in a room like, did you see the news today? Did you see this? Did you see that? Like, it's so much negativity.
Those are also the people that fall for like a prince in Saudi Arabia died and has left you.
Right. Yeah, that's 100%.
They're very gullible. They'll do those things. So I feel like they're easily swayed.
We're calling about your extended warranty. Would you like to extend your warranty?
Oh my God, was it going to lapse? Like, meanwhile, we're like,
funny. Click. Yes. And so the difference from that generation to this generation to the next one, which would be what, the Gen Z?
Yeah, that's like Holland. Yeah, Holland Braden.
So the Gen Z is like what we want to be on steroids because we have a little bit of both. Yeah. I don't think that I do not believe in the theory that they're the problem.
Fun. No, I don't either. I think they've given themselves permission to do all the things that we were so scared to do.
They have put happiness before all else, right?
Oh, it pisses people off. I'm here for it. But they are learning.
They have learned how to be happy sooner than we have, right?
They're not waiting till retirement to enjoy their life.
No. I know. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And I think as people grow and they push on, even like, as CFOs take over, presidents of companies take over, and that younger generation is implemented, that I totally could see like 3 work days, right?
Yeah.
The rest are on the weekend because people are more productive during those times.
Yeah.
And so all goes back to their mindset, the way that they're thinking, the lucky girl syndrome, like all of those things are going to change. The pattern of society is going to change.
What's acceptable? What's the norm? Well, it's funny. I spent this weekend with my parents. We went to visit, we did the beach and everything. And my mom's relatively young. She's 55. And the gap in the things that we think are traditional norms and are acceptable, and we get along wonderfully. Like my mom are very close. But it's funny because we were talking about, I was showing them pictures of Eric's tattoos. He didn't come with us because
by the
he
way,
was
they
getting
were
his
so good.
tattoo. They're so good. Vic at Red Kirkin, he was amazing. But let us talk about tattoos. And I was like, oh, thank God you're done. And I was like, who said I was done? What? I have an appointment on the 29th? What are you talking about? Who's done? And she was like, you. Well, I mean, you're not getting the big sleeves. I'm like, actually, I'm going to get like a little half sleeve. And she was like, oh, what? She's like, why? Like, she was so disappointed. And I was like, because I like it. So Brooklyn started saying, oh, I can't wait. When I get my first one, me and my mom are getting this matching. And my mom was like, ugh, already. Like, make sure you know what you're doing for a job first. And I'm like, why? All of these babies that are taking over for us are not the people before them. They don't care that you're covered in tattoos and jewelry and funky colors. That's irrelevant compared to what you can do and how you do it. And I was just like, that little thing, I was kind of like, oh my God, I can't believe we're still like, we still have that mindset. And then she made a comment about something. Somehow we got on the thing of college, and she was like, Brooklyn's like, well, I don't think I'm going to college. And I was like, well, that's fine, but you have to do something.
Right.
Maybe like a trade, real estate, whatever you want to do. My mom's like, oh, you're not gonna make her go to college. That's a mistake. And I was like, why? So she can be like, half the people my age that I know that will never recover from their loan debt and make less than I make.
Yeah.
I have an associate's degree that I got with the skin of my teeth. Like, school was not for me.
Yeah.
And if you go, like our friends that have plumbing, Vince and Lindsay, Vince does that, makes great money, is super happy, is his own boss. And I don't even know that he did or didn't go to college, but let's say in a world he didn't, right? He's done this trade that's been successful for him, and it didn't necessarily require school. I don't know if he did or didn't. I'm just saying in theory, didn't need to.
Right. He went into a trade, he got a skill, and then he developed a company off that.
Yeah.
I mean, even me, I have a GED. Mm-hmm. I'm licensed in multiple things. I carry my I would say beautician's license. That's kind of weird, but anyways,
Such a weird
I'm
word.
I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I'm a licensed real estate agent. I am a licensed bartender. I'm a licensed CNA.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Well,
listen.
in my house.
Yeah, right, right, for show. But my thought is like, I mean, you know who put it in perspective? Amy, which I don't. But she was like, some of these people that are in real estate on our trip, she's like, they make more than a brain surgeon makes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but
Think outside the box.
the brain surgeon is guaranteed his payment, his time off, and his insurance. That is one sacrifice in sales. If you want to be successful in sales or any kind of entrepreneurship, you don't get weekends off.
Yeah.
You do not get 3 weeks vacation.
Which ironically, either with like a brain surgeon, right? So
Truth.
some of those people, right, are matching that salary with that person without that schooling. Which again, you have to have the drive because you're not guaranteed this paycheck or this internship or this residency, whatever it may be. But I just think it's so funny to see like the mindset and just already like raising our kids, if it's like my son wants to wear nail polish or my daughter's like, I don't like this, it's a boy thing. No, it's not. Like, stop. No, it's not. So already teaching them to be like, sports are not for gender. Colors are colors. It doesn't matter what your sex is if you like a color. Like,
Right.
It's just strange to me because they have ingrained in their head, and you can tell when they start going to school and interact with other people, like, well, pink's for girls. Said who? You want
Right.
a pink shirt? Buy a pink shirt, dude. Like, live your best life.
Right.
So it's just strange to like, you ever see that cartoon where it's like a parent and a kid and the parent's tongue is through the kid's mouth? Like what you say will come through your child. They will learn that. Stop doing that.
Same thing with, I mean, that goes back to that lucky girl syndrome. You know what I mean? You have to put it out there. I'm so lucky to be awake today.
Yeah.
Not I'm freaking tired today, right? I'm so lucky that I get to meet with 3 new clients, not that I'm annoyed I have all these clients.
Yeah.
It has to really be like, what are you grateful for, lucky for? Keep speaking it, put it out into the world, and the universe will reward you back.
Yeah. There's
Simple.
always somebody out there that, you don't like your arms. Someone's like, God, I wish I had Haley's arms.
Right.
I don't like my feet. Someone's like, I wish I had Lynn's feet, which weird. I hope no one says that. But whatever it may be, But I think that in a nutshell, it's basically the law of assumption in disguise. And if you don't know what a law of assumption is, basically assuming things that you want are already yours. Hello, manifestation. If your mindset is not in line, lucky girl syndrome is not working, no matter how many times you write it down or shout it out. So every day, every night, every time, everything is going my way. Money is flowing. Friendships are thriving. Success is abundant. And that's a wrap. If you like what you heard, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe. And as always, you can listen on Apple, Spotify, and more. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube for video podcast. We'll see you next week.